I hope you are fit and fine at your home by the grace of the God. Today we are going to start with our social science lesson number 4, Indian crafts and industries. Let us see lesson number 4, Indian crafts and industries. Now, introduction of the lesson. Let us see before starting. Before the coming of the England East India Company, the industries in India were carried on by the different seeds of people. The first seeds were the artisans living in the villages. First class, we are going to see all the artists, those who are living in the villages. The group of that area purchase whatever the artisan produce, whatever the people are producing in the local areas. The people were purchasing that only. The other group were the craftsmen who lived in the towns and produced finer stuffs, cotton, textiles being the most important. So city people used to buy the things which are there in the cities. For example, cotton textile, finer stuff, soft stuffs, all these things. Now, and each part of the country produce specific luxury good. So in our country India, every part you can see that something special is there. Luxury means high quality good such as muslin in Dhaka. It is one type of cloth, and woolens in Kashmir. Already we know we get good quality of woolen clothes in Kashmir, chins, etc. The metal works of the gold and silver and copper were famous all over. Everywhere in every part of our country, metal work of gold and silver was famous, and shipbuilding yards were there where the shipbuilding was done, and the work of that was done in Goa, Surat, Chhattisgarh, and in other places had earned fame. Fame means name. Everywhere the name is there for the things. Now the prince and the elite within the country patronize the craftsmen of the towns. The craftsmen or the special people in the town, they were patronized. That means they were between someone. That means the country people, those who were there, those who are making the goods, this prince and the elite person, they used to give importance to them. And these craftsmen, those who are making the things, they are called as craftsmen, produce things in bulk. Bulk means very big quantity. Many are there in that, which were in demand inside and outside the country. Inside the country also and outside the country. Indian exports, sending the things outside the country, help to earn gold and silver in exchange. Sending the things and in exchange of that getting gold and silver. But due to the arrival of the British, there was declination of Indians' handicraft. As the Britishers came, they stopped that, and what they did, Indian craftsmen, those who are making the things, that was stopped because of them. The British civil servants had no attraction for Indian craftsmen. British were not interested in the Indian craftsmen. Large quantity of the British machines made goods. They started bringing the machines which were making the goods. Goods means things, and that also in the large quantity. Flooded the Indian market, and the local manufacturers could not compete with them in the price or durability. Their price was also, Britishers, whatever they were making, the price was also less, and it was durable, understood, which can be used for a long time. As a result, thousands of handloom weavers were thrown out of the work. They were not getting the work because of that. Market demand was less, and if the demand is less in the market, the production will be less, and because of that, Indians artsmen were now out. The growth of the factories and industries, the factories and the industries which were set up by the Britishers, the growth started, and because of that growth slowed down. Whatever Indian market was slowed down because of Britain's desire. Desire means ichha, to keep India as the market for their own manufactured goods. They want that whatever goods they are making in India with the help of their machine, that should be sold in the Indian market. Market is there of Indians, but the goods will be sold of them. Their goods will be sold in the market. It was only in 1853 that the first cotton mill was set up in Bombay. It was set up in the Bombay for the first time by Kawasi Dawar. This person, Kawasi Dawar, he was a Parsi businessman, and he set up the cotton industry first time in the Bombay. After the coming of the British, the Indian industry suffered a rapid decline. Decline means it is going down due to the various reasons. Some of the reasons were, let us see the first reason. The British indulged in free trade in India. They started free trade in India in that, but Indian goods were discouraged. They were not allowing Indian goods, whatever things the Indians are making, that was not allowed in the market. It was discouraged in British due to heavy duties or taxes imposed by the British. British used to fix the tax on the Indian produce or Indian goods. So the artisans were forced by the Britishers to sell their products at the cheaper rate. Saste mein, cheaper means it is less price, and the market Britishers were forcing the artisan to sell their things in the less price, cheaper rate. Many Indian rulers who patronized handicrafts were thrown away, overthrown kiya. That means the rulers and the kings who were giving the support to the handicrafts, they were also what? Thrown away and displaced by the British. Fourth point on page number 19, let us see. Due to the Industrial Revolution started in England, and the Indian goods had to compete with the machine-made goods, which were cheaper. Machine goods, their quantity was more, and the sale was also more because of the cheap rate. Due to the Industrial Revolution in England, India was forced to export. India was, whatever raw materials they are getting, they used to export that raw material for these industries there. Indian trade and industries decline. It come to an end. Slowly it is going down. What? Indian trades and industries. Due to the introduction of railways, steam engine, telegram, better road, postal system, etc. British they started all this system in India for their own benefit, and all these facilities were in favor of the British. They made this for themselves. They made the railway so that they can go from one place to another. They made steam engine, telegram system so that one message they can send to another. They made better roads, and all these things for their own benefits. Beside all these factories, the Indian industries did not have protection from the state. State is also not giving protection. Most of the Indian goods were manufactured by the small scale industries. Small group of the people, they are making that things, and made by individual artisans and craftsmen. So this still we can see in Rajasthan and Jaipur, Indian handicraft people or craftsmen. The Indian goods could not compete with the machine-made English goods, which were cheaper and more attractive. They were more attractive, akarshit. Why? Because it was cheaper also, it was made by the machine also, and it was easily sold in the market, Indian market. Hence, Indian crafts and handlooms product could not compete. Compete means they cannot come in the market and stay in the market for a long time, because buyers are less. When the buyers are less, the things will not be sold out and we cannot get the money. So against the foreign goods easily it is sold out. The economic political policies of the British in India led to the drain of wealth from India. All the wealth was going away. Drain खत्म हो रहा था. Chief source of the drain of the wealth from India. Now profits from trade of the East India Company. East India Company used to get the profit. They used to use tribute gifts that received from Indian rulers and nobles. Indian Jahangidars and nobles and kings, they used to give gift to the British East India Company. High profits from investment made in India, profits were giving, and this profit was given to the East India Company. Saving from high salary sent by the British employees of the company to England. Whatever they are getting, they used to send to England. income sent to England from private trade and through various corrupt practice. Corruption was going on, wrong things, and money was given. Come on, take this little money, do my work. Corruption going on in the markets. Pensions and gratuity of thousands of Britishers who served at various posts. That was also their pensions and gratuity used to get to the Britishers. Marine charges for British ships anchored in Indian Sea. In Indian seas, what British ships were there and they were using that port. Now, the golden bird India was called as a golden bird previously, and it become wingless. If the bird's feather is been cut, how the bird can fly? So market was the place where the Indians used to buy and sell that. But now the wings are being cut, and then wingless bird, underdeveloped country due to the British policy of exploitation. Exploitation started, harassment, exploitation, loot mari. It started in the India. There was no industrialization in India during the British period. Industries were not there. Everything was in the hand of the British. And the British cut thumb. They cut the thumbs of the artisan. The real meaning of the cut of the thumbs means they were not able to make, and if they are making also, it is not sold in the market. So the thumb of the artisans of the Bengal, especially of the Bengal, those who were experts in fine work of silk, they are known as expert in making silk, and that was stopped by the Britishers. I hope you understood this lesson. It is all about Indian crafts, whatever the Indians are making, and industries, and we come to know about the things that were happening and how the Indian market is there, but Indian goods were not allowed. Thank you everyone. Have a good day.